Stream's just loading up here, guys. I'm waiting for everyone to get on, so that's why there's no sound. These are just some examples from bit.ly/SEO proof. I figured, why have all these great examples of all the successes that I've had and my group has had without showing them off? So you guys can check that out, salivate a bit, and I'll get started as soon as everybody's here. Okay, welcome to SEO Hangouts with Josh Bashinsky. That's me. I'll give you that's me. If you haven't never seen the show before, the show is all about SEO science and what we're doing with SEO science. We are the finest SEO science show on the YouTubes because I think we have the most in-depth research in terms of SEO science. So I'm going to show some videos for you today. I'm going to play some videos for you on today. We're going to focus on finding interesting niches. I've got another really interesting way of finding niches. A lot of money, tons of money. My mouth was just salivating as I was taking a look at it. So I'm going to play that video for you in a couple seconds. I'll also answer all of your SEO questions that you need to have answered. If you have any questions for me, you can see it on the top right-hand side, I do believe. And if you want to ask me those questions, please go ahead. If you could mark them with asterisks, that would be good, so I could see them with my giant Coke bottle glasses you can see there. And so I'm going to play one video. I'm going to talk about how I kind of use SEMrush to find the niches and how I do kind of my keyword research there. It doesn't just have to be SEMrush. It could also be Google AdWords Keyword Planner. Then I'm going to pause it and I'm going to go ahead and see if you guys have any questions at that point. Then I'll play the second video where I show you to pull that data into Excel and how to make sense of that data to find really juicy, really great niches. And then I'll also maybe, I don't know, we'll see. Maybe I'll go over some other videos, or if you guys have any more questions, maybe I'll see if I can go to my vault of videos that usually is reserved for my mentorship group. This is just basically what I'm doing for the show for a little while now. I'm going to Just kind of show you snippets of what you'd get if you're part of the mentorship group, just to wet your whistle, just to make you a little salivating for that. And if you were in my mentorship group, you were one of my students, you would have full access to all the videos and all the courses and far, far more information than I'm just sharing. I'm sharing like 1% here. And so there's definitely value to join the mentorship group. If you want to join, please go to secretseo.guru. At secretseo.guru. Okay, so I'm going to play the video for you guys. And again, the topic is going to be going and looking at SEMrush and analyzing, in this case, Amazon.com, but you can use different, like you could use Alibaba, you could use different sites that might work for you. And I found a different way of plugging in keywords into there to see what kind of niches we can find to use. And so I'll play that for you now. All right, welcome to another SEO Quickie with Josh Bashinsky. I found another way, I think, to find really good niches and pages that are really, really easy to rank for. I'm going to test it out here. I'm using my tried and true method of using Amazon.com as a control because it ranks for just about everything. Even if it doesn't rank on the first page, competitively, it ranks on some page for pretty much every product that could, there are many, many products that can be sold through an affiliate. And different kinds of head terms, not even branding products, but head term products like best sling for babies, or best water bed. Not any particular kind of water bed, but whatever. Do people even sleep in water beds anymore? I don't know. Maybe that's an old thing, but so I would look at the Amazon keywords, as you guys should know. I would look at where they're ranking, and I would check out the keywords, and then I would oh, what the hell is this? I want the overview, I think. Where is it? Demand overview. This. Now, this will probably all be cut. You probably won't see any of this, or I'll leave it in here if I'm lazy. Amazon.com. Okay, here we go. This is what I want. Kind of interesting how they've been static for 6 months. 2 years, Amazon has been getting a little bit better in Google. They've been paying more. Look, they've been paying more of a Google tax. This is how Google fleeces Bezos. Haha, Bezos. See, this is how Google is going to win everything, right? It doesn't matter how much money Amazon makes in a single year. So they get to $1 trillion. Whoop-de-doo. Google's just going to squeeze them for a little bit more, a little bit more. Look how much they're squeezing them. Anyway. Okay, so here's what I go. I want to view the full report of the keywords. Now we'll look down here. These are the keywords they're ranking for. Okay, now what I want to do is I want to filter the keywords. So before I would filter by various things. Looks like they've changed this since the last time I looked at it. Looks like we have position changes and things like that. That's kind of interesting in a little bit of a regard, but Cora will give you better information there. What we want now, what are the advanced filters? Include keyword containing, keyword type. Okay, they have category, traffic. Okay, good. Okay, what I want, normally I would search by best, and that would give me like, a bunch of best kind of products. I've already done that. If you're in my mentorship group, check in the folder. I've already got for 2019 January the hottest niches on Amazon. That were really good niches in there. Were actually fairly easy to rank for. I was actually fairly surprised and make a lot of money. So if you can find affiliate programs for them, then there's some really good, juicy ones in there. There's no reason why you guys shouldn't be making money. If you're not making money for SEO, then you're just not doing it right. And so you need to get into a course that shows you how to do it right. And that, of course, is my course. Of course, that's my course. I thought, what about another one? I saw some really interesting on someone's site. Maeve, who is a student in the mentorship group, was kind enough to lend us a site to do some testing. And she was that clever Maeve. She was ranking for a lot of versus queries. So I thought, so if you start looking, okay, so we see a bunch of movies, but down here somewhere, there is going to be this product versus that product kinds of queries, maybe that Amazon is ranking for. Let's see. Let's 3,000 pages of this. So what we need to do is we need to pull this into Excel here. 10,000 based on your limit. Yeah, I want to go to Excel with it. And then I'm going to start playing around with the CPC because that, and the traffic, because that is what's going to, maybe even just the CPC. So let me open this up in Excel here. Okay, so if anyone has any questions on how I used that to get the Excel file, go ahead and ask it now. If you have any questions on how I used that information to get the Excel file, there's about a 30 to 60 second delay, so it's going to take a while for you guys to hear my words and start asking questions. So if you have any SEO questions at this point, go ahead and start asking. And also, here's another question for you. Can anybody think of other things we could use for keywords in there? Like best, top, cheapest, 2019 or the current year. Those are all kinds of adjectives we could use that what customers often search for in Google. And then we could see what Amazon is ranking for to see what we might want to, what great keywords we can get out of SEMrush that gives us a number per month, gives us a keyword difficulty, and gives us an average CPC. And it's that data we want to use there. We can also use the trend data of how hot it is, whether it's going up or down, it's trending up or trending down. Can anyone think, any SEO questions you guys have, go ahead and ask them right now before I get on to the next part. Also, if you can think of any adjectives we could use. So one person says reviews. That's a great idea, yeah. So you could plug review in there, reviews. That's going to be able to get a lot of good information. Also perfect, cheap, great, good, best buy, better than, compare. You could try highest. Yeah, these are all great ideas. Yeah, alternative, affordable, top. Yeah, this is great. So that's really good ways you can, and I would do that in SEMrush. Just the way you saw me type in best or type in versus, I would do that in SEMrush. You get the maximum amount of data because sometimes I find SEMrush doesn't give you all the data back when you export into Excel. So I would export like 20 different Excel files from SEMrush with all the data of all the ones I want to use: perfect, cheap, great, good, review, compare, versus, best. And that's going to give there's going to be a whole bunch of products and services in there that Amazon is ranking for. It doesn't even have to be ranking in the first page. It could be ranking in the second or the third page, right? Affordable, that's another good one, alternative. I would use all of those. And I would make like 20 different Excel files. Then there's probably a way to batch load them all into one. If I was a better Excel person, I could probably teach it to you. But I would have to manually go through and copy and paste all those. Oh, Rosh says premium. That's probably a good one too. And you would take these 20 different Excel files from all these different adjectives we've been talking about here. Best selling, that's another great idea. And then we would make one master Excel file, just how I'm going to show you. You can also do all of this in Google AdWords Keyword Planner. The pro there is that it's straight keywords right from Google that you know is going to be accurate. The cons is that Google AdWords Keyword Planner is not an SEO tool anymore. It's not trying to be an SEO tool anymore. They're not trying to help you. So you really got to play with it to get anything good out of it. But I did get some good versus stuff out of it, as I mentioned. So I will go get to that in a second. So I'll play that video, the second part of the video, in a second. Christopher Rizmi asks, just wondering, how does e-commerce SEO and regular SEO? Do you treat it all the same, as much content as possible, and still send links? Is it less about links? Christopher, so yes, I treat e-commerce SEO and regular SEO as exactly the same. A page is a page is a page. You just want to know where in the sales funnel these people need to rank, right? So for those of you who are not familiar with the sales funnel, let me see if I can add, let me just add a window capture. And I will capture, oh, yeah, that's not working. Wait, hold on. No. I'm sorry. I'm trying to learn OBS at the same time. Bear with me. I know what I need to do. I need to do a display capture. That's what I need to do. Here we go. Okay. Yes. Okay. You guys should see my screen now. Hopefully, I'll have, YouTube up here just to make sure you guys can eventually see my screen. Okay, so if I go to, I just want to show you guys what, okay, so that is the, hopefully you're seeing my display now. That is the sales funnel, right? So it's less about what, I just want to make sure this eventually shows you something here. There we go. It's less about what you're doing. Like e-commerce doesn't really matter. It does matter in the sense of what the user's expecting and what the user's searching for. So basically, I SEO every page exactly the same. Our scientific methods have proven every page needs to be SEO'd the same effectively, but the design and the user interface you want to use is dependent, and the design structure you want to use, there are ranking algorithms there, and there are ranking algorithms for CRO, for conversion rate optimization as well, that we've touched upon in science. I haven't proven it completely, a lot of those things, but we've started to delve into it scientifically and not just wild guessing. So keep in mind, guys, everything I'm recommending here is I'm recommending it scientifically. We've started to cut into it scientifically, and my hypotheses and theories are based on science. Some are just facts because I've tested it directly because it's simple, and then some are more hypotheses based on science, but it's hypotheses based on science and not just random guessing or teasing information out of what Google said or something like that. So keep in mind, this is the premier SEO science show online. I don't think anyone else has gone as far as I have. I don't think anyone else has delved as deep as I have. I don't think anyone else tests as well as I do. That's my opinion. Other people would disagree, of course. Every scientist thinks they're the best scientist. But I think I have the proof to prove it, and I was showing you numerous screenshots of that earlier on, and I will continue to do so. So anyway, so doing SEO for e-commerce or SEO for a page, it's all the same in terms of the SEO portion. The only time that it becomes different is when you're doing the conversion rate optimization, which is important for SEO, and that has to do with what the user is expecting to see. So if they're on the information level here, they're going to be expecting to see more information. If the no-do, they want to see like an advertorial page, like a top 10 list. If they want e-commerce, they're probably doing buy best waterbed, or buy this or buy that. They're probably going to expect more of an e-commerce page. And a navigation query, they're expecting to see the URL, the buyxyz.com. So that's where it comes into play. The look and the feel and boosting your conversions, which is important for SEO. Don't get me wrong. That is very important for SEO. Conversion rate optimization is probably 30 to 50% of SEO these days. And only like 5% of SEOs do it. So guys, I have to stress, sorry, you've tripped on one of my rants. I have to stress how important it is for you to be doing CRO. If you're not doing crazy egg or hot jar recordings and watching what users are doing and improving your CRO, you will not rank page 1. I repeat, if you're not doing crazy egg or hot jar recordings and watching what people are doing and improving your CRO, you are not going to rank page 1. Even if you get there, you're going to get punted off. So don't forget about that, guys. Okay, so let's go back to the display capture here. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the movie now, and I'm going to play that for you. The second part of what you do when you export that information, we exported it out of SEMrush. Now, this is how we play with it when we're in Excel. Okay, so I opened it up in Excel. I also went and I played with Google AdWords Keyword Planner. I don't know if you could see the Keyword Planner one I have here, but I'm going to paste it into the Amazon one anyway. So, okay, so the first thing I got to do here is I don't care about the position. I'll keep the search volume. I'll leave the difficulty. That's just their guess based on raw link power, so that'll just give me some idea. I'll keep the CPC here. I'll get rid of the URL because I don't care. I'll get rid of all that. I don't care about any of that, really. Okay, and I'm going to move this over to here. I'll delete this. Okay, so now we got a search volume, we got a CPC, we got a keyword difficulty. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the one that I also got here from Keyword Planner. I'll make it about the same. I'll get rid of this because some of these here were very interesting. Competition, top of page, delete that. I don't need any of this. Get rid of this. Okay, now I will take this, and this is not a fair comparison because it's not going to be the same, but I'll take this here, And then I'm going to go down to the bottom here, and I'm going to paste this in. Boom. So these are the CPC, this is the traffic. So I got this in here. Great. Now they're not going to have any keyword difficulty. We're going to say they have a difficulty of let's say 75, just for the sake of it. And then I'm going to pull that all the way down, massage the data, blink. Okay, that's good. Now we're going to go here. We're going to make my favorite. We're going to make a pivot table. Now I am going to say smallest to largest. I'm going to say 0.001. And I'm going to pull that down here for everything that says 0. I could be doing this for a while. I will be doing this for a while. I could have done a search and replace. Well, actually, no, I can't really. Gonna go down, gotta keep going down. Okay, here we go. Okay, yep, good, close enough. Now, gotta do the ones here that have nothing. I got nothing. We gotta have a little bit of a value, otherwise my formula is not gonna work. And if you don't understand the formula I'm doing, you'll see in a second, but ooh, look at these. Look at this cost per click here. There could be some very lucrative niches here. Okay, now because I'm at the bottom, I can do that. I can just do that. Thank goodness. Okay, now this is all, I'm not going to save it yet. Now this is all dressed. Okay, so this is the diff as far as SEMrush is concerned, how hard it's going to be. Let's give this a conditional formatting of some data bars. That look red to me, blank. The more red, the worse. CPC, let's give this a conditional formatting of green bars. The more green, the better. And we'll give this a conditional formatting of green bars. The more green, the better. Then we're going to say SEO score. And we're going to say, I want it to be this times this. And it's not all going to be good, but it's going to be some of the ones here we might want to deal with. Now, there's going to be a lot of sports one. I bet you this is a sports one. I'm not a sports guy, but I bet you those are sports teams. Yes, actually, those are two boxers against each other. So we're going to have to deal with a lot of these ones here. But look at some of these here. You're going to have to really, I'm going to actually just filter this to the verses. I just want verses. Thank you. I want that and that. Thank you. Okay. Masters versus Dodgers. Don't care. Don't care, don't care, don't care, don't care, don't care, don't care, unless you want to be an affiliate of that. You probably can be an affiliate of that. Look how much money is there. Look at the money. Oh, that's difficulty, sorry. There's the money. Damn it. Okay, not as much money, never mind. Don't care. Well, there's a lot of, however, there's a lot of searches. Packers versus Bears, PS4, PS3 Pro, there could be affiliate programs involved here. But you see what I mean. So look at this one here. Program manager versus project manager. Are these people looking to go into educational streams? There's a lot of money in education, right? There could be affiliate programs here. Look what someone's willing to pay for this. This came out of Keyword AdWord Planner. So actually, I believe this a little bit more. So this is another way to go take a look. But there was other ones in here that you might, like OLED versus LED. You might be able to, QLED versus OLED. You might be able to find good niches in here. And usually these pages, I don't know what these guys are talking about. They're talking about probably the difficulty in terms of links, not for the page. Product versus service marketing, iPhone 7 versus iPhone 7 Plus. There's all kinds of alpaca versus llama. Marketing versus management. Look, obviously this is a no-do query. This is getting close down to buying, right? Because look at all the money someone's willing to bid on that kind of decision. So I don't know. You could even just do it this way, and it might be a little easier. Largest to smallest in terms of the CPC. And then you might get a better, oh, now my Excel's not responding. Oh, that's great. Well, anyway, you saw what I did, all right? Hopefully Excel doesn't crash, but you saw what I did, and you're able to see a lot of niches here that could be actually very good. And the ones I saw are not, I don't see a lot of people going for, so here we go. So I don't see a lot of people, this is less important. I don't really care about their keyword, what they think is difficult or not. This is the one that I care about the most here. So look at this, product marketing versus product management, 90 CPC, product management versus marketing, product versus service marketing, Amazon Linux versus Ubuntu, $52 a click. There's so much money behind these niches. Redshift Spectrum versus Athena, I don't even know what that is. Is that a cameras maybe? Product manager, this one doesn't matter. Product manager, cloud. So there's lots of these. Rich dad versus poor dad. What does that mean? There's lots of these you can go and look at. And I bet you can find affiliate programs for at least 2 or 3 of these. And I don't think it's going to be that hard to actually, rank for, really. We can do something like this, risk versus reward, right? So we can also do this. We can go this. Let's go the difficulty as far as they're concerned for keywords times the CPC. And actually, what we'll do in this is we'll say the difficulty. We'll make this times. No, let's divide it. Divide it instead. So this means if I go smallest to largest. Come on, Excel. It's not that hard. You can do it. Now it's processing away here. If I divide it, then the bigger number is going to make a smaller number. Maybe one day I'll see if I've done this right. One day when this stops giving me the circle. Anyway, you can see how you can play with this data. You can find, you're going to be able to find interesting niches in here. You're gonna be able to find interesting niches in here. And from what I looked at, very, very surface level, I didn't see a lot of people going for, in some niches, I didn't see a lot of people going for this versus that kind of query. And there's people doing those kinds of searches, right? So these kind of comparative searches. You might have already found it in your keyword research. You might have already heard of it. It might not be as useful for you in your niche, but it could actually get you buying decisions. And if you're stuck with the best or kind of best this, best that kind of pages, it's not really helping you out. You're not getting any traction on that. You might want to try this versus that kind of aspect. And you might be able to break through and get some rankings or get some juice from Google, get some traffic. And some of it apparently can be very, very lucrative. And so that's what you want to check out. So I don't know what happened to my Excel, but you can play with this data, and you might be able to find something very interesting in it. And you might want to think of other words you can stick into an Amazon search and SEMrush to see if you can find other sneaky little ways of finding niches. So go ahead, try that out. For everyone in my mentorship group, this will be in the quickies folder, and I'll point some interesting ones out. And good luck with it, and hopefully you find some niches. Okay, so let me know if that made sense, guys. I can also go and do some. I can go and do some ones right now with some other adjectives that you guys came up with. So go ahead, ask the questions. Again, like I said, there's about a 30 to 60 second delay here. So go ahead, ask more questions. I'll see. I'll try to answer some while we're going on here. Van Martin asks, would you use a blog to capture the top part of the funnel and then use lower funnel for money pages? Yeah, Van, you can do that. So that's one way of doing it. And a lot of people try and do that. They try and control the entirety of the sales funnel. They try and make a blog that talks about, hey, this great, if you want if you want best red apples, there's this great company that sells best red apples. It's called Josh's Fruit Emporium. And they try to siphon off more traffic in that way and get that more to them, right? So that's definitely a way to do it. You can. That's an aggressive strategy, but it's definitely one way to do it. You can try and get into their heads. It's very Bernaysian in a way in terms of advertising. You try and get into their heads at the information level, both the brand name they're supposed to be searching for. So you circumvent some of the head term searches and turn them into brand searches, which are yours, and you capture automatically. It's easy to rank for your own brand. If you're not ranking for your own brand, you're doing something wrong. And then also, you can have links out on that level, and then you can also use that to turn it into a no-do query where they're like, well, maybe I will buy. A certain percentage of them get sold well enough that they move through the sales funnel faster, and they decide to make a purchase, even though they were just looking for information to start. Gene Watkins asks, how do you avoid duplicate content pages trying to rank for multiple service locations? You don't make them duplicate content. So, if you have a chiropractic, Winnipeg, Fort Garry, chiropractic, Winnipeg, Fort Rouge, chiropractic, Winnipeg, St. Vital, you have information about your office in Fort Garry, your office in St. Vital, your office in Fort Rouge. You make that information different. You can spin it. Are those technically doorway pages? Yes, but that's definitely a way you can do it. If Jordan Pierce is on listening in the chat, by all means, Jordan, feel free to pitch in with because he's my local guy. He is the local science god when it comes to testing. The stuff this guy Jordan Pierce does for local is just amazing. I've seen it with my own eyes, folks. That's not hyperbole. So if Jordan wants to pipe in for that, but I think I'm correct. I think it's doorway page. Those are doorway pages, and technically Google doesn't like them. But if you want to rank for chiropractic Winnipeg Fort Garry, you're going to have a page that says chiropractic Winnipeg Fort Garry on it. Rosh says, how broad is the definition of a conversion? A click? It depends. A conversion is the next action they need to take to move along the sales funnel. There's micro conversions and macro conversions. The micro conversions is every little move they need to take, like scrolling the mouse, typing in a keystroke. Those are all micro conversions, looking here, looking there. Macro conversion is like a big thing. And so it's subjective at some point is what you want to define as a micro conversion or a macro conversion. But at the end of the day, it really is, you want to get the main conversion. You do not want them bouncing back to Google. You do want them clicking forward in the process. So for all my mentorship group students who are also here with all my fans and listeners who are not yet mentorship students, yes, all these videos are going to be in the that I just showed you and the Excel file that I played with and I finally got to save. It didn't crash. I finally saved it. That's in the quickies folder. I will put that there right away. It's already half there. I just have to put the videos there. Let me see if there's any other questions here. GMD says, this is awesome strategy. I agree. Like I said, SEMrush is your best friend. And these other really good adjective ideas from these guys on the call. So thanks very much, guys, for chipping in with that. Yoko Shin says, buy backlinks based on non-bad links considered by Google in particular niche. What's your thought, Josh? We have a whole strategy of linking. We have done excessive testing, scientific testing in linking, because newsflash, links matter. Links matter, folks. Hashtag links matter. They matter, folks. You don't necessarily need them to rank. In some smaller niches, you might not need them, and you don't need that many to rank if you do it right. I've found ways I've scientifically proven, and I scientifically tested ways to boost the power of links by 3 to 5 times of what they normally would do. And that's all through scientific testing. So if you join my mentorship group, I'd be happy to share that. For those who don't want to join or can't join, I'll just say plausible deniability, folks. Specificity and plausible deniability is all I'm going to say. Alexander says, really, Josh, using the red apple example, use mine, blue bracelet. Okay. Blue bracelet. That's like a tongue twister. I can barely say it. Roger asks, I'm trying to rank for WoW private servers. My meta title is WoW, World of Warcraft private servers, WoW, WoW private servers, best of 2019. Yeah, that looks pretty good. That looks pretty good. You didn't change your keyword. Your keyword is WoW private servers, and not best WoW private servers or 2019 private servers. So you didn't change your keyword. You put an asterisk before it. That's good. I might change it depending on some of our other scientific tests. We've found some very, very interesting counterintuitive results with scientific tests. Like so many of them. I couldn't even remember to say them all here, even if I was allowed. I have to preserve the information away from Google. I have to preserve the information for my mentorship students who trusted me and believed in me and then signed on to my course. And they're paying for the information. So obviously I can't share too much, but I want to give as much away as possible for my viewers. And let's just say I found some really good experiments there, but that title, it looks pretty good. We might be able to tweak it a little bit and make it even better. Just join the mentorship group. Again, look at secretseo.guru. Okay. So, and Gary asks, how do big brands rank multiple top positions? Is it unique text or brand search volume? Haha. I have some, Gary, thank you for asking. I have some scientific knowledge in this regard. We've scientifically tested brand search. We know all about it. We know what ranks, we know what boosts, and we know what demotes. Oh, there's something in brand search that demotes. It's a big bad demotion. You don't want it. You don't want that to happen to you. Trust me. And it has to do with your brand searches. So quote unquote. So yeah, again, I really would like to tell you guys, we've found so much interesting stuff with our scientific testing. You need to get on our mentorship group, secretseo.guru. But the generally answer your question, how do big brands rank multiple top positions? Remember I said CRO was 30 to 50% of the ranking algorithm, and I'll stick by that. So the big brands spend a lot of money in conversion rate optimization. Amazon, you can bet dollars to donuts. Amazon has spent millions and millions of dollars on how to optimize their landing pages for maximal conversions. And that's a good reason why they rank all over the place. And so too all the other big brands. Then, of course, they've got their keywords. They got their on-page relevancy. They got the prices. They got the schema. They got everything they need to have. They have a lot of money for their servers to be, fast or whatever, stuff like that. I'm just saying stuff. I'll have to stop talking because I'll say too much. But yeah, I mean, money helps, guys. Newsflash. Money helps you. And so they put their money, even if they don't know where to spend their money, they have enough money that they just accidentally get enough stuff right that they rank really well. Darlene says, evil laugh. Yes, because Darlene is a student of mine and she knows the secrets of which I speak. Pedro says, half the video is just ads promotion. Do you mean mine? Yes, that's correct. Newsflash, I do this for a living. Funnily enough, Pedro, no one pays me any money when I give it all away for free. And I like to eat, and so does my family, who rely on me to make money. So, yep, if you want the free information that I release, and a lot of people do, I get thousands of views, and I usually have at least 50 people watching, 50 to 100 people watching. If you want to get the free information, I am afraid it's going to be interspersed with small little shameless plugs for myself. If you don't like it, you can get the hell out. Otherwise, I'll try and give as much information away as I can. But like I said, guys, I really can't, because if I told you everything I knew, Google would just change it. Google is listening to us. Google's listening to Kyle. Google's listening to Ted. We got to be really quiet these days. Gone are the days where we could just say what all the ranking factors are. We got to kind of closely hide that to our vest these days. That, and like I said, all the mentorship students who have signed on have trusted me that I knew what I was talking about, and they looked at these examples you see scrolling on the screen right now that prove that I know what I'm talking about. It's the best scientific proof I can give that have results in the field. These are all results in the field. These are not our experiments. These are results in the field that we've gotten for my clients, my students, and my students' clients. And it would be unfair. They're paying money for the secrets. It would be unfair if I just gave it all the way to you for free now on the show as well. I mean, it's kind of ridiculous. So if you don't like it, you know what? You don't have to be here. Okay. Christoph says, love your work, Josh. Do you know of any good related topic, finding tools that are not just regurgitating the same old keyword lists? Good. Finding tools that are not just regurgitating the same old keyword lists. I don't. What kind of tools do you mean, Christoph? Could you give me some more examples? I think I know what you're asking, but I just want a little bit more information to give you a good answer. And NMR 267 says, I got a good one for you, Josh. What types of backlinks would you go for corporate client? Citations and business directory type links? Well, that's a very pointed question. So citations are only useful in local, but citations are maximally useful in local. You want NAP citations, name, address, phone citations. It doesn't even matter if they're linking to you or if it's no follow. A textual mention will work. You want all the big boys and big gals. I won't be heteronormative with my adjectives. You want the big boys and big gals. You want the big sites linking to you. Facebook, YouTube, Yelp, Google Plus, Google Business. You need to have all the big sites, Better Business Bureau. Just do a search. Find Law. Whatever those lawyer things. If you're in there, you need to get all the information, all the big sites linking to you with NAP citations for local. Some press releases work in that regard too. We've done some. If you do it right and you know who what to do. By the way, you can get free press releases if you join my mentorship group. We have a guy in there who does free press releases that are specifically made for local ranking, but not just only local. People in global have used them too. But you got to do it a special way. And you got to do it a certain way with our kind of linking involved. So don't just go buying press releases and think that's going to work. It may not. It might hurt you. So you got to be careful. So what types of backlinks would you go for a corporate client? Again, ones that have plausible deniability, ones that satisfy our scientifically based requirements that prove you'll get boosts and prove you won't get hurt, because you can get hurt buying some crappy links. There are some kind of links that you can hurt yourself with. I have proven negative SEO in 3 different ways. They're really kind of old, like cough, SE nuke ways. So just don't be doing that. Don't be doing SE nuke kind of stuff. That's definitely not what you want to do, or anything similar to that or like that. So go look up what SE nuke used to give you for links, and don't do any kind of links like that, whether it's in Fiverr or SE nuke or otherwise. I could tell you that at least. I tried. So some guys are saying very nice things like Josh's trust flow equals 100 million, and this is real SEO, not some guess. Yes, that's what I'm trying to do, guys. All these examples you see on the screen right now are based off of science. These are in the field results for actual client sites of mine, or my students' results, or my students' clients' results, that prove that we have some idea what we're talking about, that our scientific tests apply to the real world, despite people's arguments to the contrary, people's just doubts that I'm telling the truth. Well, I've got over 200 examples in this folder that is going through that you're seeing, and I even if I photoshopped half of them, that's still 100 of real true examples. And I didn't Photoshop any of them except just to remove people's names and whatnot. They're all real, and they're all recent, by the way, too, and also some arguments that people put out there against science-based SEO that, well, and this is an interesting argument. So listen to it. It's Chase Reiners, who, is a huge douche. I'm sorry. I just don't like the guy. I can prove to you why. He only cares about money. He doesn't care about anybody else. Anyway, I'm not, Josh, shut up. I'm not going to talk about that. I'm going to say this is his argument. That's where it comes from. Because he's too lazy to do SEO science. Because he usually steals anything good that he does. He steals from me, steals from Ted. He tried to make a Core Lite kind of software. Steals from people. Tries to steal from Becker, his kind of way of doing things. And his argument, but he's too lazy to do science, so he hasn't bothered to steal it yet. But his argument against it, because he's too lazy to do it, is how could a single variable test ever prove to be useful in a multivariable environment? Well, one, he presupposes that Google is a multivariable environment. He has no proof that it's a multivariable environment. He's just assuming that's the case. It could very well be the case that every algorithm just stacks up and adds a point onto your ranking. Like it's a 1-to-1 correlation. Links +1, on page +2, schema +3, speed +4. And then whoever has the highest score at the end of the day ranks highest. That's not multivariable. It's multivariable in aggregate. It's not multivariable in the sense that, It's like if you have links and it's times 50% you're on page, and then like things have to, like you have to have both links and this for it to work. He has no proof that's the case. And I have all the proof whether it is the case or not, and I know whether it's the case or not. But the only way at the end of the day for me to prove that that's, so one, his argument fails on its own because it's just philosophically unsound. It's like I could give a counter argument. How do we know that giving anyone penicillin is going to work in the body, right? How do we know that antibiotics are going to work in a multivariable system like the body? Because we tested it. Of course, antibiotics work in a multivariable system because we tested it. And so that's my answer too, is that I tested it. I did my scientific tests in a single variable environment, and I thought, I don't know, let's see. And I applied them in the field tests. I applied them in blended variable environment tests, which is where we're ranking for fake keywords like I don't know, like blue Sasquatch, red iron or something like that, or, some kind of fake keyword that no one's trying to rank for. And software, it worked there. And then we tried them on real live client sites and our own sites, and you see the results that we get. So the answer is I tested it. That's how I know. And that's how you can trust what I'm saying. As much as you can trust anybody online, is that I'm doing science-based SEO, guys. I am seriously trying to prove what the ranking factors are. And then I have those proofs and all the experiments for when you join the club. You can look at all of it, and I haven't hidden any of it, and you can check it out. As long as you promise not to click my test results. As long as you promise not to click my test results, I'll show you the tests, and you can check them. You can spot check them yourself. And you can view the source, and you can check all the pages. You can download all the pages and look at them on your own computer, so you're not messing up the traffic signals for Google. And you can see exactly how we did it. But you don't have to do any of that stuff. I will tell you. So yeah, we did this, we did that. I'm here to tell you. You've hired me to tell you. I'm your teacher. Once you join the mentorship group, I'm your teacher to show you how A, science works, B, science works for SEO, C, how you could do SEO science, D, how you can apply it to your own sites, and E, how you could do it with risk mitigation involved, because some of our experiments are so powerful. I'm scared to tell people. Like, we found out some really black hat shit is working lately, and I'm scared to tell my students, and I you guys who are my students, you know this, if you've checked out the cheat sheet lately, I put it all in red and said, I don't recommend you do any of this, although it's currently working. And so, science, as you know, science is powerful, right? Science discovered gunpowder and discovered nuclear weapons. And I've discovered gunpowder and nuclear weapons in SEO equivalent. And so I don't necessarily recommend you go doing it, but I know it, I have it. So I'm trying to prove everything through science, and I'm as transparent as I can be with my students. And I'm as transparent as I can be with the listeners here as well. So anyway, I'm only saying that because there is so much SEO bullshit out there, and there is so much SEO snake oil and SEO charlatanry, and there is so much SEO amateurism. It's not like everybody is out just to make a buck and screw you. That's about 40 to 50% of the industry. The other 40 to 50% are just amateurs. There's complete amateurs who have no idea how wrong they are, and no idea how science works, and no idea how thinking works, and no idea how evidence works. And they just are just regurgitating stuff, and they don't really care, right? So that's what you got to watch out for. And that's the only reason why I'm saying all this stuff. It's just you understand that I understand the problem. I see the problem of amateurism and snake oil. I've made a system to beat that problem. I've made a system to avoid that problem and to make you sure as possible. Go to bit.ly SEO proof. That's as sure as you can be. All these examples you see on the screen right now are from that folder, where you can see that, yes, indeed, apparently Josh knows what he's talking about, because look at all this evidence. That's the only way at the end of the day you can know that I know what I'm talking about, is looking at all this evidence. I could tell you I'm great until I'm blue in the face. You should ignore all that. You should be everyone should be looking at my bit.ly SEO proof folder, bit.ly/SEO proof, or these examples you see coming up here, and looking at those and being like, wow, okay, I guess he really knows what he's talking about. And look at all these examples. How many people have over 200 examples like this? I challenge everyone listening right now to find anybody else out there who has a folder like that, where they could show that much proof of how much they know what they're talking about for SEO. I challenge any of you to go find someone else's folder like that, because I'd really like to see it, because I don't think they exist. And so that's why it's important to talk about this stuff, guys, because the SEO industry is so full of charlatans. Everybody else out there barely knows what they're talking about. Only Ted, Kyle know what they're talking about, and Jordan knows what they're talking about. Those are really the only other three guys that I trust, more or less. There's a few other guys here or there, don't get me wrong. I'd have to make a list of like 10 more people. So don't get pissed off if your name wasn't on that list. But just off the top of my head, I'd say Ted, Kyle, and Jordan are the only other people I really listen to, because I know their dedication to science. I don't agree with everything they say, but necessarily, I don't remember ever disagreeing with Jordan on anything. But he does local, and that's more of I bow to him for local because he does the testing there. It's not my bullywhack. But I do love those guys because they're doing scientific testing and they have the same kind of philosophy I do. That's the kind of philosophy you need to find, not the other kind of guys who are snake oil or just amateurs. Okay, so I hope that makes sense, and I hope you take that to heart. Even if you don't like me, don't fall for the amateurs and the snake oil people. Mike says, hi, is it a good idea to buy backlinks from old posts on authority sites? Maybe. I know that popped backlinks are better, but these backlinks are 10 times cheaper. Yeah, there's a reason why they're 10 times cheaper. There's a whole way we do backlinking. I don't know if these authority sites would fit the bill. You'd have to join, and I could tell you. Plausible deniability. If you have plausible deniability with it, yeah, sure, you could try it. Sadly, there's not much I can say there. Roger Webb says, hey, Josh, do you have any free tool you recommend that can compare keyword density between two websites? Nope, I don't use a free tool for that. I use the absolute best tool for that, which is the absolute best SEO tool that exists, and it's Quora. It's the Quora correlation SEO tool. You can get it at bit.ly/get-Quora. That's a 25% off link. It is the standard de facto for SEO tools. If you're not using Quora, you're not an SEO. The same way that a carpenter is not a carpenter if they don't have a tape measure on their belt. You are not an SEO if you don't have Quora on your tool belt, so to speak, if you don't have Quora and use it. I know it's expensive, but it's well worth the money. It is super powerful. I just used it today, in fact. Josh, can you speak on link velocity? Yes, the answer is it doesn't matter. I've tested this. You can get 1 million links in a day or one link for 1 million days. It doesn't matter. Christoph says, thanks, Josh. Related topic search rather than keyword variations. For example, Kruger National Park equals Safari Lions Africa rather than variations of keyword that contain Kruger. Again, I still don't understand the question. So write it out in full for me, for Christoph, if you don't mind. Write it out in full for me. I still don't understand what you're asking. I'd have to scroll up to see the first question. I probably wouldn't be able to find it. I don't think I can find it here. It would probably take me too long. It'd be too boring to look for it. Yeah, I don't know. I can't just see it at a glance here. So, Christoph, please rewrite the question. Yes. So one guy says Kyle's ninja. Kyle is a ninja. And yes, Google did go out of their way to destroy him. And they took a pretty good swipe. They gave him a pretty good black eye. So do not leave your SEO experiments out there floating in the wind for Google to find. Okay, so you guys go ahead and ask more questions in the last 10 minutes here. Let's go. I'm going to go to let's see if I can go here to SEMrush. And let's see if I can play with some more of super secret password. It's Chase Sucks 666. Oh, damn. My account's been disabled again. Okay. Whoops. Okay, I can't go to SEMrush and show you guys anything. That's not going to work. For those people in my mentorship group, you know why my account's disabled. Yeah, anyone who knows what's going on there can read between the lines, I'm sure. So what other questions you guys got? Go ahead. What else we could talk about? What else? Those other adjectives you could use on SEMrush were a really good idea. Like perfect, cheap, great, good, best buy, reviews, review, highest, salary, alternative, affordable, compare, better than. Those are all great ideas, and you would use them one by one, just like I showed you in the video. And you'd pull them into different Excel reports and bring them all in. And that would give you good information onto what niches you can go for. The other way you would find niches to go for is you would have to go to affiliate conferences and kind of listen to what's kind of new, what new kind of products are there, because they kind of make a niche. They kind of like, oh, acai berries is a new thing from Dr. Oz, and everyone makes acai berry products, and you could be an affiliate of it, and then everyone searches for acai berries because Dr. Oz was talking about, oh, acai berries are fantastic. they kind of make a niche out of nothingness. So it's not like looking to see what niche is already there. It's more like they make a niche and then you try to rank for it. So go ahead, ask more questions, guys, for the last 8 minutes here. Yeah, you guys are laughing. Yeah. I know who got my account banned. 3 guesses as to who got my SEMrush account banned. Okay, so Christoph says, sorry, Josh, just asking if a research tool exists for finding related topics rather than just keyword lookups. Yes. There's a whole bunch. First off, Quora exists. Well, the first thing to do is Google. Google is the best thing to do for related topics. So I don't know if you're looking for related topics or looking for LSI keywords. If you're looking for LSI keywords, then Google is the best thing to be using, right? So if I search for, I don't know, best bed toppers, how about that? Now, these are all your related topics here in the search pull down, in the auto suggest, and these are your other related topics here in the related searches. So those are your related topics in a way. Those aren't necessarily your LSI keywords. Your LSI keywords are what you would find in Quora or another tool called Topical Relevance. I think it still exists. Topicalrelevance.com. Is that it? Oh, if only I could spell correctly. Things would be so good. Yeah, here it is. Topical Relevance. So it's going to generate LSI keywords for you. You can use this for free, or it's built into Quora. And even better in Quora, let me show you a Quora report. Even better in Quora, I just want to make sure you guys can see what I'm talking about here. I was just looking at it here. As you can see, in Quora, it's LSI keywords here. They'll give you the correlation of how much the LSI keywords correlate with your keywords. And then you can do it. It'll be fixed. I'm doing this manually right now, but it'll be fixed pretty soon. You can do an over under to see how much you're deficient. So these are what this particular site was deficient in keywords. And so LSI keywords are important. There's a reason why I'm talking about them. So you can, and if this is a science-based show and I'm talking about it and I haven't dismissed it, well, you could put 2 and 2 together. And I wonder if they're scientifically proven that these are important. Or someone in our scientific peer groups have. Because Kyle tests my tests, I test Kyle tests, Ted tests our tests, Clint tests our tests. We all test each other's tests. And that's how science progresses, folks. And that's how we have a better scientific product. And so these are the words that they need to stuff in there a little bit more that they were missing in this particular case. And I can look at it from this perspective. I can also look at it, and the beauty about Quora is that it also will show you the correlations, which will be the smallest. These are the most correlative. These are the words that correlate the most with rankings for the particular keywords that we put in. Anything that's a negative number. So technically these, but I would only take half of them because correlation is not causation. And so that's, again, if I'm deficient in any of these here, I want to make sure I want to have those words in here as well. So that's that. Now let's see what other questions we have here. Nick asks, what factors in Quora should we ignore? That's a very good question. So I love Ted like he was my brother, and I agree with him on 99% of SEO things. I would not use Quora. I use it as a measuring tool strictly, and that's what Ted himself says it is, that it's a measuring tool. I use it as a measuring tool strictly. For example, if I go back here to OBS and turn on the display capture again here, and go back to the Quora report I was just in. Oops, wrong one. No. I don't want that, whatever that is. I want this. Okay, so I would not use his roadmap. Not that it's not good, not that it's not like a good guess, but it's still a guess. And I wouldn't use the basic tunings. I definitely wouldn't look at the letter grades. That's just for amateurs. Amateurs use letter grades. I wouldn't even look at the intermediate tunings. I would go right to the overview and it doesn't look like this to start, I would make a pivot table. You guessed it, Josh and his pivot tables. When Josh looks when Josh wants to get excited, he looks at pivot tables at night. No, I don't. But they do make me a little bit excited because they're so powerful. I would look at this pivot table and I would say, what am I under? Because I know that I want to be usually in line with what everyone else has, if not slightly better. And I know what scientific places I need to be better. And maybe some of them are up here, maybe perhaps. So I would see where I'm under. I would use it as a measuring tool, and I would take the page one average versus me and see how much that's under. Negative is under, and I would see, okay, now this is great. This is part of the reason why this site is ranking so well. It's ranking spot 5 and 6, and I had him in spot 1 and 2, and he wants to get back to 1 and 2. So this is the kind of under you want to be. You do not want to be in the average of the speed. You want to be way under everyone else in the terms of the speed. But he's missing keywords in the HTML tag and the body tag. Now you need to know what the word keywords means in Quora. It means something very specific. I greatly recommend you get Quora, bit.ly/get-Quora, 25% off. You should check it out even just for a month. And then check out my videos as to how to use Quora. My mentorship group has it for sure. I'm not sure if I made it public. Twist my arm, I might be able to do that for you. And then, so I just find out ones here that are important, that I know that are important for ranking. And then Quora is even great because even if I'm in doubt, I can always sort it by the correlation as well. Those are very strong correlations with page one rankings. Like keyword and P tags, for example. I can check the correlation there on the charts. For example, check out CP465. I wonder if that's going to be a ranking factor. This is page 1. This is page 10. It really seems to slope up towards page 1. This really seems like a ranking factor. Wow, look at that. You can just see all those kinds of things here in Quora. And this one looks like it's not a ranking factor, for example. So I can use all that information too when I use Quora. So I know which ones to use and which ones not to use because of my scientific testing. But just to remind you, for example, this is a good example. Keywords in the HTML tag and keywords in body tag are the same amount of keywords. If I added 200 more here in the body tag, I'd be adding 200 in the HTML tag as well, because the body tag is in the HTML tag. So you got to know how HTML works as well. You got to know that the HTML tag goes around everything, and then the body tag is in there, and then P tags are in the body tag, and then anchor tags go in the P tag, it goes in the body tag, it goes in the HTML tag. You got to know how that all works, and then you'll know kind of have a better idea how to read this. And so, sorry, that's just kind of the way it is. And that's what you kind of need to do. Okay. Papa Roizen says, is schema markup essential for SEO? Essential is an interesting adjective. Does it help boost? Yes. Should you be using it? For sure. Depends on what you are doing, but yeah, definitely. Travis says, pardon my ignorance, but would you recommend setting up dynamic remarketing for client job postings? Or should it be done manually? Or is this question not relevant for the show? Thanks, Travis. I don't know if you're a new viewer or not. This is not about, I don't know what particular marketing you're talking about, Facebook marketing or Google ads. But my general answer to this question, although this is not normally what I focus on, but my general answer to this question would be, yes, I would set up remarketing for a job posting. I would set up remarketing for any kind of advertisement, because people who've looked at it once and can think about it later tend to buy more later on. So yeah, I would definitely do that. GMD asks, do you know of any other reputable physical product affiliate partners outside of Amazon? Yeah, there's tons of them. David Bain also finds pivot tables arousing. Good. So do I. They're very good. Christoph says, Josh, I love you, but that's a filtered list and not a pivot table. Okay, fine. I say pivot table, you say filtered list. No, you're probably right that that's a filtered list. Who knows what it is? It's Control T. That's what it is. Control T or Command T in Mac. That's what it is. All right, guys. So I hope that helped out. I hope that was good information for you. Thank you very much for joining SEO Hangouts with Josh Bashinsky. As always, I'll have a show probably Thursday at 1 p.m. Occasionally, I'll have guests on, and we'll have a good old white hat versus black hat debate. If you have any questions at all, please email me at joshbashinsky@gmail.com. You can find all the information about my mentorship group at secretseo.guru. And if you have any questions or you want, if you have any more information you want to see, if you want to see the vault of videos I have that you could get access to, go ahead and ask me about that. And I might be able to share a little bit. I might be able to unlock just one or two more little bits from my vault so you can see what the full mentorship students get. And as I like to say, for those about to rank, we salute you. And good luck in the SERPs. And we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.